morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. You are now tuned into the livest, dopest, freshest podcast on the market, dedicated to redefining the define. As always, my name is Jamal Thompson, also known as JT, and you are now tuned into the Qrack the Code podcast. Thank you guys for joining in and tuning in. We haven't done one of these in so long. As you can see, my hair is gone. I've gotten older. I don't really know what to say about that, but regardless, thank you guys for tuning in and watching. As always, please like, share, subscribe, comment. Thank you guys for supporting our Center of Diversity Education family here at Tennessee Tech. We really do appreciate it, and we have a very special episode here for you guys. We have a special guest, but going to get into him a little bit later. As always, I got to thank our Code Advisory Board. That's Dr. Julie Baker. That's Dr. Levita Birdwell. That's Coach Marcus King. That's Tom Savage with the NAACP Cookeville branch. And that is also, who did I miss? Chief Randy Evans. How could I forget Chief Randy Evans? Thank you so much to all five of you guys for being so great and helping us redefine the define and change the narrative behind the student athlete. And as always, we're going to be here promoting diversity, equity, and inclusion for student athletes by student athletes. And we could not do it without you five. So that's enough of me talking. We're going to come right back with a very special guest. Don't go anywhere. Don't leave your computer, laptop, phone, television, Tubi, whatever else, whatever you watch YouTube on. Thank you for joining us. We'll be right back on the Qrack the Code podcast. Stay tuned. And welcome back. You are now tuned into the Qrack the Code podcast. We have a very, very, very special guest here with me today. Please, please, please help me welcome Ty Perry. Woo! Ty!
How you doing?
How are you?
I'm good. Glad
So let's just jump right into it, man. So you are from Florida. You went to Lafayette College. How has that transition been from you for Lafayette to Tennessee Tech so far?
It's been a little easy transition. I mean, coming from Florida to Lafayette was a little different, a little hard, just due to the fact of the change of weather. Going over there was my first time seeing snow, so I definitely didn't like the winter. But I mean, I got through it. It was a smooth process.
Yep. And now you're here at Tennessee Tech. How's that experience been for you so far?
Man, I'm loving it. Loving the team, loving the culture, the people around here. Man, it's a good atmosphere to be in, and it's cold. I mean, not cold, but hot, just like Florida. So.
For sure. So here on the Qrack the Code podcast, our mantra, our theme, our goal is to redefine the define and change the narrative behind the student athlete, right? So your major is what again?
Professional studies.
Professional studies. So what do you want to do with that?
I'm thinking about getting to a little bit of coaching after it's all said and done. I definitely want to continue to further my basketball career as long as possible. But at the end of the day, I know it comes to an end, so probably a little bit of coaching.
Okay. So where did that desire to be a coach come from? Like, did you have a mentor in your life that helped mold you into the basketball player that you are today? Well, give me a little bit more about your background.
You know, my uncle played professionally overseas. My dad was a huge athlete coming out of high school. He played at Texas Southern. Uncle played at Jacksonville State. And it was just always instilled into me, like, to teach people younger than me, older than me, whatever the case is, just to instill my knowledge to anybody. And that's just what I want to continue to do. I feel like God put me here to put smile on people's faces. And I just love doing it. So I feel like the next step for me would be showing the young guns the routes.
For sure. So I've only been around you, 3 or 4 months now, but we've gotten very, very close.
Yeah.
And one thing that I've quickly noticed is that you do always have a smile on your face. Yeah. You always clowning, you're always joking, right? So where does that characteristic come from? You mentioned your family. You mentioned wanting to instill positivity into the new generation. So tell me more about your family and your upbringing. What was that like growing up in Florida?
It was amazing, man. Just my family is a huge, like, I'm huge on family. So every time we get around each other, we're always joking, laughing, carrying on. It's never a dull moment. We never, we have our arguments here and there, but it always turns out into laughter. So that's where I get it from, just thinking about all the hard work my parents and sister and everybody go through, and just continue to put a smile on their faces. That's my biggest thing. They have a tough task right now. They go to work every day, get up work every morning. Sister go to work every morning. So if I bring that smile to them and put a smile on their face day after day, I feel like that'll help me and help them as well. So I try to keep a smile on my face and stay positive.
For sure. So let's talk. So let's transition. Let's pivot a little bit.
Okay.
So we know that you're a point guard, right?
Mm-hmm.
We know that you went to Lafayette.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think Ty Perry, the basketball player, is going to bring to Tennessee Tech basketball?
My ability to make people better without the ball.
Right.
I know it's a lot of people in this world that can shoot, score, play the game the right way, assist. But I feel like my biggest aspect is making people better around me, and I don't even have the ball in my hands.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just by me communicating, just being a talker on the court, uplifting the teammates, just helping them out the best way I can on defense. Everything without the ball, I feel like I bring to the table for sure.
How is the team looking this year?
Team looking great. I feel like we definitely finna make some noise. Everybody got to tune in. But this is definitely the year that we gonna definitely take over for sure.
For sure. So give me some names of the guys that are standing out early in training camp so far.
Man, you got Tay Wood definitely standing out. Javis Harvey, Nolan Coswell, Eric Oliver, Brett Thompson. Those guys definitely standing out to me as of right now. You got Jerome as well, Jerome Bell jumping out the gym.
Mm-hmm.
So those are some of the guys for sure.
Okay, so now let's go back to Ty Perry. You talked about how you feel like one of your strong points is being able to make your teammates better without the ball in your hands, right? So let's look at the role of a point guard. What was your role at Lafayette? What are some things that you learned at that school, both as an athlete as well as a student athlete? That's what we're big on in code. So what are some lessons that you took from your first college experience coming into Tennessee Tech?
Honestly, my biggest thing that I took from Lafayette was never give up. It was tough for me. It was some doubters that said I couldn't graduate just because it was a high academic school. I didn't play my freshman year. I played minimum minutes, probably like 5 minutes a game. And I really wanted to leave at that point in my life, leave the school and transfer. But just talking with my family and everybody, I've never transferred over to a team, or even in high school or AAU, I never switched the team. So that kind of like stuck with me, like just stick it out. Tough times will never last. You know what I mean? You're gonna get through it. And that was the biggest task for me. So yeah, that was the biggest one.
How do you feel like that adversity molded you into the young man, into the player that you are today?
I feel like it molded me well, just due to the fact that I don't harp on hard times. Whatever's hard for me in the situation, I know I'm gonna get over it. So even if it's a bad play or a bad day, I'm always getting over. I'm always gonna get over it with a smile on my face. So that hard time definitely taught me a life lesson and going further in life, because you're never gonna have a good day. You're never gonna have a good week.
For sure.
Everything is gonna be hard, and that's just how we was brought up. That's how everybody was born. This life is a tough thing to deal with. So you just got to get through it.
Yeah. So let's transition a little bit more. So let's dig deeper into Ty Perry, right? So we understand that here in Cookeville, if you are not a student athlete, you know what I'm saying, like there are not too many African Americans here at this institution. That's just a fact. So how has that adjustment to Tennessee Tech, the school, been for you, being a minority here?
It's been decent. It's way more people than at my last school. But it's kind of similar. But just getting close to the people that's just like me. Just knowing and helping them out. Knowing that you have a friend. Every day I step out, I try to make a new friend and put a smile on somebody's face. And definitely getting closer with everybody. Everybody is here for the same reason, whether it's school, basketball, sports. So I just try to get to know everybody and definitely reach out to the people in my interest as well.
For sure. So we know that you were highly recruited, somewhat coming out of transferring. So what was the ultimate decision in coming to Tennessee Tech? What lured you here to be a Golden Eagle?
Just the coaching staff, man. I feel like Coach Pell, Coach Steele, Coach Blake, Coach Fain, they did a great job with hosting me and just talking to me throughout the process. They kept it real with me from the start. They told me there's nothing was going to be given, everything was going to be earned. And then just meeting with you and a couple of the guys and talking on the phone with them and knowing who they were bringing in definitely was set in stone for me that I needed to be here, and we had a great chance of winning this this thing.
For sure. So let's go back to the basketball court.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you feel like resembles your style of play on the basketball court? Who do you model your game after?
I don't really try to model my game after anybody, but because I'm really him. But I say like I kind of get like a little. I like Cameron Payne.
Okay.
Cameron Payne, Murray State.
Murray State. Yep.
I like a little Isaiah Thomas,
Okay.
just a little bit. Yeah,
Okay.
those two definitely.
Detroit Pistons, Isaiah Thomas. Boston Celtics.
Boston Celtics.
5'9", Isaiah Thomas.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what is something that you feel like you can improve on your game? What is something that you can work on while you're here at Tennessee Tech?
I definitely feel like I can work on getting in and out of ball screens as well. I know we do it a lot in practice, but I definitely feel like that's still something I need to work on because at the next level, that's all you play. And coming out of Lafayette, it was more so of a Princeton offense.
Mm-hmm.
And I never got a chance to play in ball screens as much. But this year, I definitely see that we're going to be playing the ball screens as much, so I definitely need to work on that a little bit more.
Okay, so let's just be factual here for a moment. We know that Tennessee Tech basketball has struggled a little bit in the last few years, but
Mm-hmm.
we're trying to turn that around, bringing in key guys like you mentioned earlier. So
Yeah.
what do you think the biggest component will be in turning this Tennessee Tech basketball ship around so we can be where we want to be, and that's at the top, number one position?
First, the talent is there, scoring all across the board. Athleticism all across the board. The talent is there. There's no problem with the talent. The key thing to turn this around is just being together and staying together as a brotherhood. I don't think anybody, you can have all the talent in the world, but as long as if you don't have that togetherness, you will never be good.
For sure.
You know what I mean? You have to have a chemistry with people on and off the court. And once you have that chemistry off the court, it just translates on, and then it's like a flip of a switch.
Awesome. So another question.
Mm-hmm.
What has been your most favorite experience, favorite memory, favorite thing about being a Golden Eagle here at Tennessee Tech?
There's a lot of them. I can't go into a lot of details, but just hanging out with the guys on the weekend, going to Nashville, stuff like that, team bond and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so now let's dive deeper one more time. So you are a graduate student now, right? But I want to take you back, 4 or 5 years?
Yeah.
If you could talk to the freshman year Ty Perry or even high school senior Ty Perry, what would you say to that kid?
I would tell him to go hard every day. I know when I first came to college, I took days off because, you kind of see Coach had his picks, you know what I mean? And I would take days off because I was like, I'm not going to play anyways. I'm not going to start. But I would definitely tell myself to keep going every day and go at these guys every day for sure.
Okay, so another question. So we see a lot of guys who deal with adversity on the journey of being a student athlete, being a collegiate student athlete, being a Division I student athlete, right? So if you could talk to somebody who went through some of the same trials and tribulations that you went through, not really knowing where your next home was going to be, not playing as much, what can you say to that young athlete? What would you tell the young athletes who are struggling being a student athlete, quite frankly?
Man, I would tell them to trust the process. Don't rush it. Whatever you're going through, like I said, it can't rain forever. Just stay humble and just continue to go through the process because that process is only going to make you stronger, and you can always learn lessons out of that process. So just stay down and keep moving.
For sure. So a couple more questions, running down to the end. So we know that NIL is a big thing, right?
For sure.
Somebody like Ty Perry has to want to get paid, has to want to get those NIL sponsorships.
Sure.
So look right there at that camera and tell everybody why Ty Perry is an NIL candidate, how you can represent that brand in a great way.
I feel like I can represent that brand. I always have a smile on my face, like we already said. I always have a lot of energy. I am a family-oriented guy, friendly guy who just does what he needs to do, on and off the court, hard-working. And look at my smile, man. Look at my smile.
That's it. That's your pitch. That's your pitch.
Look at my smile.
Look at the smile is gonna get you paid.
Smile, man. The smile.
Right, it sounds good. All right. So final question. Crack the code. Staple question. It's a very, very serious question, and I need you to take it as such.
Talk to me.
You're on a stranded island.
On a stranded island.
You can only bring 3 things with you.
3 things.
3 things.
Let's do it.
What are those 3 things that you are taking with you on that stranded island? Serious question.
Okay.
No games.
I know obviously you can't take a phone because you ain't got no Wi-Fi. So, I'm gonna bring a lady friend.
Really?
A lady friend is
Okay,
one. You
all
can't
right.
struggle by yourself.
I'm with you.
You need somebody to talk to.
Okay.
Dark times, hard times, bad days.
Okay. Anybody in particular, or
Man, if I had to pick,
if you had to pick right now, anybody specifically that you're thinking about?
Miss Mulatto.
Okay.
Miss Mulatto.
All right. All right. Okay.
Another thing as well. I need a spear, a little knife, kind of like spear thing
For sure.
for my
little handheld joints.
fires and
Okay.
stuff like that.
You know how to make a fire with your bare hands? You've done that before?
No.
Okay.
But if it came down to it, I would
You
have to
could get
figure
it done.
out. I can get it
for
done.
sure. For sure.
Man, I think I said a lady friend.
Right. And a knife, too.
Mm-hmm.
Very different things.
Mm-hmm.
Come on now. Take it serious.
Let me get a tent.
A tent.
Let me get a tent. I think a tent would do it. Let me get a tent. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Oh, we're changing it now.
Wait, we're on an island.
Stranded island.
A tent. Let me get a tent.
So you're taking a lady friend,
Yes.
a knife,
Yes.
and a tent.
Yes. I have clothes on my body.
No,
Right?
I didn't say that you did or didn't. This was a very open question.
Yes, and I have clothes on my body. Yes.
No food. No.
I mean, how much food are you taking? You can't.
This was a very open-ended question, Tyler, for you to answer.
Well, let me change my knife
I don't think we can change it at this
to
point.
food.
You're gonna take food,
Yes.
a lady friend, and a tent.
Yes.
Not a boat. Not a paddle to get off the island.
Where am I? I'm stranded.
It's fine. It's fine, buddy. It's okay.
I'm
We'll talk
stranded.
about it later. It's okay. And there you have it, folks. We have
What would you bring?
we have a lady friend, a knife, and a tent. And as you can see, Tennessee Tech doesn't breed just great basketball players.
What you gonna say?
They breed comedians. Todd, thank you so much for joining us on the Crack the Code podcast and helping us redefine the define. And you keep battling adversity, man, and keep coming out on the other side. And I can't wait to watch you play this year, man.
I appreciate
Thank you guys for watching. We'll be right back after this brief break. And welcome back to the Crack the Code podcast. We just heard from Ty Perry. He was a very special guest, and as you can see, he has a lot of personality, what a character he is. But I'm so appreciative. We are so appreciative of him joining our Crack the Code platform and gracing us with some of his time, but also sharing a little bit about his story. So be sure you guys check him out in the basketball season coming up. And I'm excited to see what Tennessee Tech basketball does this semester. And as always, thank you to our Code Advisory Board for helping us redefine the define and change the narrative behind the student athlete. It has been a journey since we kicked off in 2020. My hope, our hope, the hope is to continue to produce content. That way you guys can learn more about the student athletes here on this campus, and we can all continue to redefine the define and change the narrative of a student athlete here at Tennessee Tech. So thank you guys for doing that, and we could not do it without you guys. So thank you. Please like, subscribe, share, comment, repost, retweet, favorite, whatever you do on your social media platform. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for supporting. And that's enough of me talking. And as always, my name is Jamal Thompson, also known as JT. Thank you for tuning in to the Qrack the Code podcast.